Hey, what's up?
Hey, Emily here with Two Shots of Geek, and today I have Christopher Sabat with me, one of my childhood favorites.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Can you tell us kind of how you got into voice acting?
It was a lot of luck, really, and a little bit of biology. It started, I guess, I've always loved sound, so I've always experimented with sound. I've always played with like audio recording ever since I was a kid. So I was always interested in that. I was always a good singer, and I was inspired by, well, tuition and scholarships to be an opera singer.
Oh.
And so I went to University of North Texas as an opera singer at first, but then as I was going through it, I realized it was kind of what I was good at doing it. And even though it's sort of, I was good at it, it wasn't necessarily I realized what I wanted to do. And my whole life, ever since my voice changed between 6th and 7th grade and went from some high, crazy voice, or a voice that sounds closer to yours, maybe, to the voice I have now. And everyone used to, you should get into radio, you should get into radio. And I thought, gosh, maybe I should get into radio. So I got into radio, and I started doing some radio shows. And I kind of came into radio at a time when radio was changing a lot, and it's still changing. But, back in the early days of radio, you could pretty much be a DJ and say what you wanted to on the air, and kind of if you're a personality, you could do whatever you want. But when I joined it, it was a lot of like reading liners and stuff that was just on the page. It wasn't as creative. But then I decided to go get my degree again at a radio, television, film degree at University of North Texas. So I switched my major, and it was my senior year where I got a page from somebody that I know, who I'm still friends with, who was the third or fourth employee of Funimation. The people that are on our badges today.
Oh,
like
yes.
Huge force in the anime field. They only had a handful of people, and they were looking to try and find voice actors to be in this Japanese cartoon. And I'm like, well, I've seen Ghost in the Shell and Akira. I'm pretty well loaded. So I went in, auditioned, and I got the part of Yamcha in this direct-to-DVD, or actually a direct-to-video movie called Sleeping Princess in Devil's Castle. And then a month later, they asked if I would come on and help them find people for the series. So I did that, and then I got the role of Vegeta and Piccolo.
Yes.
The list goes on and on. So I was really lucky with the way that I got into it. Like, some of it was just because I had a low voice, and some of it was because I just happened to be at the right place at the right time.
All right. Do you have a favorite character that you've voiced?
There's so many fun characters to play. I've played so many of them now. I love playing the voice of Garterbelt. Like, it's such a fun character to do because he's just like this guy. I never get to do an accent like that. And so he's fun, but I'd say my favorite character is still Vegeta. And it's a stupid, simple answer, but I've been voicing him for 15 years. That's a long time. Yeah. So I just can't help it. I think he's a funny, hysterical character to voice. And I like him, I think, as much as a lot of other people do.
Yes.
Because I started off as just this dude who came in as a villain and then became like kind of a hero.
He really grew throughout this whole series.
More so than I think most of the other characters.
Oh, yeah. He had a very dynamic change.
Exactly. Piccolo sort of devolved over time.
Yes.
And Goku just stayed the same idiot all the way through.
Exactly.
And Vegeta's definitely had the most change. Poor Yamcha is like crippled now. Like, poor guy. Can't get a break. But
No, he can't, just like Krillin.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you had originally gone to school for opera singing.
Right.
Have you done singing since then, or?
The only singing I've done is just occasional singing and things like, just very rare things. Like I was in, what is it called? It's a Sanrio production. It's about these guys, the bands who turn into cats. What's the name of the show? The name of the band is called Shingam Crimsons, and man, if I cannot remember the name of it right now, you'll have to look it up and just put it as a title underneath it.
I will.
Right here, the show.
Right there?
This.
Okay.
All right.
All right. I also know that you voiced Kurogane in Tsubasa Chronicles. I noticed once you had to speak a little Japanese whenever Fi's character spoke some French.
Mm-hmm.
How was learning that Japanese?
That's always challenging. Learning any other language can be challenging, especially as you get older. Fortunately, though, working on all this anime over the years, I've become so much more accustomed to not understanding the language, but I completely can read any word that's on the page now, because we've read so many names now.
Yes.
It's gotten so simple. I would have preferred to speak French, because that's what I took in college, but regardless, yeah, that was fun. That show was so nice too.
Oh yeah, I had a group that cosplayed from it last year, and we had so much fun running around.
Yeah, it was the first Clamp show.
Yes.
That I think actually Funimation had its hands on, and man, the music is so beautiful.
It is.
That show kept me on my toes too, because I did not know where Kurogane's character was going to go in that series.
Yeah.
So I was really as interested to know where he was, like how in the world he got there.
Yeah, he was kind of like a Vegeta to me. Like he started off, I don't care, and then he grew into, I care about these kids, I care about what happens, and
Yeah, totally.
and Tomoyo was just
He definitely
causing
got
trouble.
a lot nicer than Vegeta ever has, but yeah, he definitely had his conversion.
He really did. Do you have any favorite lines that you've ever used?
I always go back to a favorite line of Vegeta's because it was so sexist and stupid, but like, it's, servant woman, bring me a drying cloth at once! Because I just love the fact that he's just being sexist and chauvinist at the same time. It's like, it's all embodied like into one thing.
And I love how Bulma puts him right back into his
my gosh.
place. That
Do you know,
dynamic is
someone
perfect.
told me the other day that it's a fan theory out there, that Vegeta's Badman shirt that he's wearing and those yellow pants were out of Yamcha's closet.
Oh.
Because how else would Bulma have any like male clothes sitting around the house anyway? So that like Yamcha would have been the last dude that was sleeping over.
This is true.
So it's possible that Badman outfit was Yamcha's old outfit or something.
Yeah, I have not heard that theory, but that's hilarious. Let's see. Have you ever watched Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged?
Oh, of course.
How do
Yeah.
you like their Vegeta?
They're awesome. Like, Lonnie's amazing at it. He's like so good at it. He's good at, I think his Piccolo's even better than his Vegeta impression, but they have it down.
They
Like,
do.
They
do.
have their finger on the pulse of what is funny about
Because
that.
I know I've talked to voice actors before, and they're like, "Oh no, I hate the abridged series. I don't know
Really?
why they even did it."
I think that's being a little bit dramatic. Like,
Yeah.
I've said, and I've been saying this a lot more lately, but I always just thought their content was funny, and I never really thought I would have to say much more than that about it. But because some actors have been coming out and saying they don't like him, or they don't like the Team 4 Star guys for doing it, I feel that Team 4 Star had a lot to do with why Dragon Ball Z has stayed kind of relevant in some ways, because they were providing content for people that weren't able to get it in any other way, because there was no new Dragon Ball Z content. And they're still continuing to do a great job on
Oh
this
yes,
series.
oh yes. Because I know I've talked to people that have worked on Yu-Gi-Oh! And they're like, "Oh no, the stuff we did in bloopers is so much funnier." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Can I see them?"
Yeah.
But
Oh, we have some
yeah.
great. Oh, I wish I could show you all of the Dragon Ball Z like bloopers and like outtakes that we did, but we're under contract. We can't really.
I
necessarily do that.
completely
But-
understand.
But I think it's great. I think they're funny. I think they've done an excellent job.
Good.
The only time I know that some actors have gotten a little defensive about it is because, a show like Dragon Ball, we worked on it for 15 years.
Yeah.
And so, the way one actor described it to me, it's kind of like we had to work really hard on that show.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Scream our balls off, and like it was hard, and it was a lot. It was really stressful, really hard to dub that show, and it took a long time. So the way he describes it, it kind of feels like we, knocked in all the other balls, and then they kind of knocked the 8-ball in themselves. But I think that Dragon Ball Z is bigger than just our dub. I mean, really, we're not the original actors either. So I don't see how one dub actor could get upset at some other dub actor for doing something that they think belongs to them. So
Yeah. Did you ever watch Dragon Ball Z in Japanese to get a feel for your
Not
characters?
when we first started. Not at all.
Okay.
We didn't even have the Japanese elements. All we had was the Spanish dub of Dragon
Oh,
Ball.
wow.
The Japanese could not get us the materials
Mm-hmm.
from Japan in time, so all we had was the Spanish stuff to reference, and we didn't reference it. A lot of it we just guessed at. It's like,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
all right.
Good guesses.
What Vegeta sounds like, I guess.
Yeah, it is fantastic. Do you have anything that you just want to say to fans in general?
Hey guys, what's up, fans? What y'all doing? You eating noodles right now? Hey, I'm talking to you. Yeah, just you right there. No, not that other person. You. I'm saying hey to you. Hey, all right. Maybe I'll see you around sometime. Okay, cool. Look, I gotta go right now. But you take care. Okay? Be cool. Don't watch too much Team 4-Star. Save a little bit for some Kai. Okay? Bye.
All right, and that has been Christopher Sabat.
Thank you.
Thank you so